I asked my community for game ideas and they delivered a lot. So I'm throwing them all into 3 different roulettes. Whatever the roulettes pick, I have to turn into a game. No vetoes, no rerolls. The first roulette determines the game's theme. We've got ideas like silly nonsensical game, simulator, and racing. The next 2 roulettes decide the mechanics, which I'll be spinning twice, once for the core gameplay and once for an extra twist. Some of the ideas here include turn-based, roguelike, and deck building. And we got nothing is everything as the theme, turn-based as the main mechanic, and point and click as the secondary mechanic. Let's see how it turns out. Now that the roulette has logged in our theme and mechanics, it's time to actually make them work together. I need to come up with a game concept that not only fits, but is also simple enough to build in a single stream. For context, my streams last 5 hours, and we already burned 40 minutes just setting this up. To come up with a concept quickly, I started writing down vague ideas that could work, sketching rough designs to visualize things, and of course, bouncing ideas off chat. We went back and forth for nearly an hour, throwing out wild ideas and refining them until we finally landed on this. You are a god and your only companion is your pet black hole. It's everything to you. Your goal is to guide it and feed it progressively larger objects that are still smaller than it to make it grow, and avoid bigger things. It might not be the clearest or most refined idea, but there's no time to overthink. I need to just start and build the core mechanics as fast as possible. I've got like 3 hours left, so let's see how much can I actually get done. Step 1. Make the black hole move. I set it up so you can click and drag to launch it in the direction you release the mouse. For planets, I started with basic placeholder squares that spawn each turn and move after the black hole stops. To add variation, I made 5 different square types with different colors, sizes, and random lifetimes. Basically, how many turns they survive before disappearing. I was just about to start another task when time ran out. Honestly, I don't know what I was expecting to achieve in that time frame, but technically we have a turn-based system, click and drag movement, and a black hole that at least exists. But let's be real, this doesn't look or feel like a game yet. It's more like an early prototype with some functional parts taped together. But we're not stopping there, because we ran a poll in the Discord community to see if people wanted me to keep working on this, and unsurprisingly, everyone voted yes. That means I now have 6 more days to turn this into a real game. Since I have more time, I'm shifting focus from just finishing the game to making it actually fun and understandable. Some things need to be removed and some completely new ones need to be added. First, I made so the black hole absorbs planets that are the same size or smaller and grows when it does. If it collides with a bigger planet though, it shrinks. The god aspect? Crap. It was hard to represent visually, and we considered giving the black hole a leech to reinforce the pet idea, but that would have meant extra assets, so not worth it. To add tension, I introduced a boom counter. If you go a turn without absorbing anything, the counter ticks down, hits 0, and you start shrinking, but absorbing something resets it. And for an extra layer of strategy, I added a combo system. If you absorb matter multiple turns in a row, you get bonus points on future turns. With these tweaks, the game is way more engaging. Cutting these things freed up time to add better mechanics, and now we have an actual gameplay loop that's more fun and challenging while still sticking to the original theme and mechanics. The game is starting to take shape, but visually it's still just a bunch of squares and a black circle. It is time to make it look like an actual game by replacing placeholders with proper graphics. Instead of spending multiple hours making mediocre art myself, I did something smarter. I searched for game-ready assets and found a space background generator that's super customizable and easy to use. I also found another tool to generate planet sprites with customizable colors, resolution, and even animation frames. Using these tools, I generated 5 different planets and a black hole. Once everything was set up in Unity, I added a particle system to each object to make movement feel more dynamic. This didn't take long, but the difference is massive. Just swapping out the placeholders instantly makes the game look and feel way more polished. I have 4 days to complete the game, so I will prioritize refining the gameplay. That means giving the game a clear win and lose state and adding mechanics that encourage faster decision making instead of playing it safe. To start, I added a win condition. When the black hole reaches maximum size, it expands and consumes everything, triggering the win screen. Then I added the lose condition, so now when you shrink too much, you will lose and the lose screen will show up. Instead of being limited by the screen's bounds, a member of the community suggested that I made it so going off one side teleports you to the opposite side, allowing for new strategies. I applied that logic to planets and the black hole to balance it out. And to prevent things from being too easy, larger planets will chase you if you get too close. These tweaks made the game way more dynamic. Now there's an actual goal to work towards, a threat to avoid, and a reason to keep moving instead of playing defensively. The challenge is still fair, but the game now rewards quick movement. So the gameplay is in a good place, but visually it still lacks polish. So I'm going to go back to the graphics to add more feedback, animations, and make everything feel more alive. First, I turned the animation sheet into actual animations in Unity, making their speed scale with movement. So the faster they move, the quicker the animation is. Next, I added a shrink animation for planets when they get absorbed. To make things feel less static, I gave each planet a random color on spawn. It's a simple touch, but it makes the game visually more varied without extra assets. These tweaks didn't change anything mechanics-wise, but they made the game feel way more responsive. Even small animations and color variation help tell the experience and make everything more satisfying to interact with. Right now, I'm burning my last 2 days. At least the game functions, but it's missing something crucial: UI. There is no way to pause, no menus, and no real structure guiding the player. So I have to fix all of that. First, I designed the main menu. Kept it simple and fast to make so I could just focus on functionality. Then I set up a settings menu which also doubles as the pause menu during gameplay. To make the win screen more satisfying, I added a new record indicator when you beat your previous best score. Lastly, I scripted basic functionality for every menu so everything actually works. The UI is minimal but effective. It doesn't need to be flashy, just clear and functional so the player can actually navigate the game. With this, we're one step closer to finishing the whole project. But I'm not quite done, because there are still some small issues affecting the game feel, plus it's completely silent. So before my time runs out, I need to fix bugs, improve feedback, and add sound. So I first tackled fixing a gameplay issue where the player could move when it wasn't their turn. Now movement is locked until the planets finish theirs. Avoiding these to happen by stopping the movement particles from spawning when planets teleport, so it doesn't cover all the screen with particles. Added camera shake when colliding with planets to make impacts feel stronger. Introduce new particle effects that only trigger when colliding with a large planet. And then I just added sound effects for every major action. The extra visual effects are nice, but adding sound made the biggest difference. The game feels more impactful and actions register in a satisfying way. But I can't waste any more time admiring the game because it only exists on my computer, so no one will be able to play it unless I package everything and upload it before the last day ends. First, I built a desktop version of the game, making sure everything worked outside of Unity. Then I switched the project to web mode and built a browser version so you can play it without downloading anything if you want. And finally I set up a simple h.io page. Just tweaked some colors and descriptions to make it presentable. It really didn't take that long to do that, but completing those last tasks mean the game is live and the challenge is a success. You can try it out right now on desktop or in your browser, links in the description. Making this game with random ideas from the community was both challenging and fun. If you want to chat with the community, share your projects, whether it's art, programming, or anything creative, and see what everyone else is working on, join the Discord. Click the link on their socials on the description and I'll see you there. Thanks for watching, bye bye.